welcome to another MindSpanse guided meditation. My name is Craig Kaufman, and I want to thank you for taking this journey with me. This meditation is meant to help you explore your attachments and how we create barriers to our personal growth by allowing those attachments to define who we are. We will practice some exercises to better recognize and then release ourselves from these constraining thoughts. Please only listen to this recording when and where you can relax in a safe, calm environment. Do not take this guided meditation while driving or operating any machinery. So let's begin. For this exercise, feel free to lie down or sit in whatever position you find most comfortable. As you settle in, let's start by enjoying a slow, deep breath, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. While continuing to breathe quietly and comfortably, I would like you to try to elongate your body, gently extending your neck as if a string was slowly pulling from the top of your head all the way up to the sky. Now, extend your legs, pointing and stretching your toes as far as you can, and then flex your feet, pushing out through your heels while releasing your hips. And finally, stretch your arms and hands, reaching high above you. And as you lower your arms, take a deep breath and allow your body to come to a complete rest. Throughout this exercise, pay attention to your breathing, gently inhaling and exhaling in slow, regular breaths. Now, softly, allow your eyes to close. With each inward breath, imagine a golden light filling your entire body, a light that carries all the love, peace, and clarity in the world, and feel the oxygen feeding all of your cells, from your toes all the way up to your brain. With each outward breath, you sink deeper into your peace, releasing all your tension, anger, fears, and doubts. Allow your shoulders to drop, your back to adjust and straighten, and even release the muscles in your face and jaw. Release all your tension and enjoy how you slowly descend into a wonderfully peaceful state. As you continue to breathe gently in and out and sink further into your peace, we are going to take a short journey together to explore the notion of attachments, how to better recognize when we are entangled in a web of constraining thoughts, and then we will practice some exercises to help free ourselves from them. It is possible that your thoughts of the day may emerge to distract you from your peace and this journey we are sharing together. This is totally fine and normal. Just allow yourself to acknowledge the thoughts, observe them for a moment, and then let them pass. Say goodbye to them as if they were purple helium-filled balloons that you release into the sky, and just watch them as they rise up and are carried away on the wind until they vanish far off into the distance. Now, imagine, if you will, that you are walking down a dirt trail through the woods on a beautiful fall day. The sun is shining and the sky is a deep blue. The leaves are red, orange, green, and yellow, and you notice the sound of them rustling in the soft breeze and under your feet. The temperature is just right for you. As you walk down the gently sloping trail, I would like you to try to focus intently on each step, feeling how each foot touches the ground, how your ankles adjust to the terrain, and then shifting your weight as you lift your foot and take the next step. Try to move a bit slower with each step down, slower and slower. And as you relax into the feeling of your gentle pace, you may notice that you begin to feel lighter, and the colors, sounds, and smells of the fall forest become more vivid. Experience the feeling of being born into this moment, a new soul entering this body for the very first time. Curious and hyper-aware of the tremendous beauty surrounding you. Feel the fresh fall air filling your lungs as if for the very first time, and the rich oxygen nourishing your entire being. As you approach the bottom of the hill, you see a large open field of bright green grass that stretches towards a large cobalt blue lake. The water is very calm, and as you watch intently, the reflection of the blue sky and puffy white clouds becomes crystal clear on the quiet lake. Off to your right, near the shore, you notice a familiar picnic blanket. Feel free to wander over to it and have a seat. As you settle into this most wondrous place, let's talk about our attachments. When we speak of attachments, realize that they come in the form of many things, including people, places, times, emotions, or habits. Letting go of these attachments does not mean that you should not participate and enjoy both the emotional and physical nature of life. Engaging fully and intently and experiencing all of these things is a gift of our humanity that should be cherished. The challenge arises when we start using these events or feelings or people to start to define who we are, how we act, and how we think. We allow our behavior around these attachments to become more and more automatic. And while that may be fine for a particular moment in time, without check, our brain will start creating rules subconsciously. And soon, we will start to build a habit that will continue to reinforce itself. And then, we will start applying these rules across a wider and wider set of situations. Unfortunately, in many of these other cases, our preset rules make no sense at all and often lead to unexpected results that cause us stress and dysfunction. So how do we identify these subconscious rules and let go of them? How do we reprogram our brain to release these feelings and behaviors and hopefully avoid building any rules in the first place? How do we develop a mental state where we experience each moment as its own and in neutral awareness? So let's first discuss neutral awareness. To explore this, we are going to leave the lake for a short while. So just allow your eyes to relax. Take a deep inward breath through your nose. And as you exhale through your mouth, relax your shoulders, allow your jaw to release, and let yourself fall deeper into your subconscious. Now, imagine, if you will, that it is now summer and you are walking into an ocean with chest-high waves that are just big enough that you feel them break on you with some reasonable force. I want you to stand right where the waves break and try to keep yourself from falling down from the force. Just stay there as each wave crashes upon you. Imagine that these waves are your emotions: happiness, sadness, anger, fear, courage, and so on. Each of these emotions starts as a small wave far away and then builds up and crashes on you with its greatest force. By standing in the break over time, your body and mind starts to become accustomed to these crashes and how to deal with them. You actually learn to balance more and get better at finding the right position to absorb the crashing emotional wave. You may even start to take pride in how you deal with such things over time. Realize that you're creating this entire new construct because you continue to choose to stand in this particular place. What you may not know is that by moving, sometimes only a few feet beyond the wave break, you would be in a position to just float over each wave as it rolls in. Even if I showed you this option, it is frightening to move beyond the break. This is the barrier that constrains us. No matter how I explained the freedom beyond the break, or even showed you, your programming is strong, and only when you agree to take my hand and walk beyond the break do you begin to awaken in enlightened awareness. No more crashing, no more balancing. Now, as each wave comes in, you just rise up and float over it. This is how I view the concept of neutral awareness. You see the wave, you experience the wave, but you float over it and watch it pass. It does not belong to you. It does not build constructs. It does not define you. Now, it is fun to play in the break, and it is fun to surf the waves. Engaging life with the knowledge of neutral awareness and exercising real choice is the joy of our physicality. But always be careful to not create constraints from or attachments to these experiences. So hopefully, now you have a better understanding of what neutral awareness might feel like. But most of us have a very difficult time just recognizing our subconscious attachments and how the autonomous constructs operate in our minds. We just feel the anxiety, the tension, stress, anger, fear, or sometimes even just confused. Or sometimes the distress manifests itself as insomnia or a physical ailment like a stomach ache. These physical manifestations, unfortunately, build even more layers of autonomous constructs to deal with. So the knot becomes more complex, and so unraveling all of this is a process and a practice. If you have ever tried to undo a tight, complicated knot quickly, you can appreciate the mess. You need to study the knot, slow down, breathe, and really understand how it was constructed. And then, little by little, create the necessary room to untangle all of its elements. So let's try a few exercises to help train our minds to better identify these attachment constructs and to train ourselves to experience what letting go feels like. Imagine something that really bothers you. Some situation that created deep anxiety or anger or fear. Just pick something that is heavy on your mind. That's right. Now, I would like you to try and focus all of your energy on that feeling and allow your whole being to be absorbed by it. Imagine that enormous energy has taken the physical form of the rocky roof of a cave. I would like you to try to feel the experience of hanging upside down, clinging for your life to that roof, to that physical manifestation of your feeling. You believe that below you are large metal spikes, so you must channel every ounce of physical and mental strength to hold on for your life. Your fingers and toes finding small cracks to wedge into and hold on as tightly as you can. And you must engage your mental energy to keep fighting, to keep holding on. Fight with your mind and body as hard as you possibly can. There is nothing else but this. Now, as you struggle to stay attached to the roof, I am telling you right now that there are no spikes at all. And in fact, beneath you are the most luxurious, fluffy pillows. You probably will not believe me. Why would you invest so much energy in a thought if it were not true? But I walk beneath you and fall on the pillows just to prove it to you. And yet, you continue to struggle. You are confused and still skeptical. This must be some kind of trick, you think to yourself. But I would like you now to close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Hold it for a few seconds. And then, as you exhale, just completely let go. Now, totally let go. Hands, feet, body, mind. Let go and fall completely. There will be a moment of incredible fear and doubt that shoots through your entire being as your body, mind, and stomach sink down. But then, you land in the incredibly soft pillows, and there is an amazing feeling of total relief. For this moment, you have no care in the world. You are completely at peace. No thoughts. That is the feeling of letting go. That is the difference between attachment and freedom. Now, while trying to retain that feeling of peace, let's move our minds slowly back to the picnic blanket on the grass by the Cobalt blue lake. You are completely comfortable and enjoying the fall breeze off the water and warm sun on your face. While sitting here, we will now try another quick exercise to recognize more subtle points of concern in our bodies and minds. Scan through your body and notice any remnant feelings of tension, attachments, or controlling thoughts returning. Imagine that each of these feelings takes the form of a physical heavy weight hanging from that point in your body by a string. Point by point, experience how uncomfortable it makes you. And then imagine you have a pair of scissors. Take a deep breath. Hold it for a few seconds. And then, with a slow, deliberate exhale through your mouth, cut the string and experience the great release at that point of tension. Continue this until you cannot clearly identify any more points of tension or disturbing thoughts. These exercises in the cave and cutting the string are meant to train your brain to recognize these attachment feelings and then how it feels to release them. We still do not necessarily know what is causing these feelings, which is completely fine. Think of these exercises as a way of loosening the tight knot so you can start to explore and untangle yourself. The more you practice, the easier it will become. You will start to notice that these feelings tend to emerge around certain situations, certain people, at certain places and times. These are clues on how the knots were formed, and thus a guide on how to approach untangling them so you can slowly move towards that state of neutral awareness where you are clear and floating over the waves. Every time you enter a situation, either with another person or have some thought or experience internally, ask yourself the simple question: am I neutrally aware? Am I floating over the wave? Or am I feeling some anxiety or fear and entangled in the thought or experience, standing in the break, fighting against and maneuvering around the force of the crashing wave? If you feel that anxiety, try to make it strong and physical for a moment, as you practiced in the cave or with the weighted strings. So then it is easier to release it. And with a deep breath, relax your shoulders, your neck, and jaw, and let everything go. And slowly move your mind back beyond the break. Now, I would like you to stretch your hands high up to the sky, inhaling deeply through your nose. And as you exhale through your mouth, slowly lower your hands and gently bring your mind back to home. As you open your eyes, you will feel relaxed, at peace, with a sense of clarity and excitement to work towards developing a wondrous state of neutral awareness. Thank you, and I wish you a truly amazing day.